So a couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to visit an ashram in the north of India. It's called Aro Valley Ashram Rishidwar. I heard about this ashram when I was teaching yoga at Blue Indigo. That's the yoga retreat that I talked about in my previous vlog. I met a couple from Mexico at this yoga retreat and they had visited this ashram before. So they told me all about this ashram. They were actually very enthusiastic about their experience at the ashram. They showed me the books of the Swami that founded the ashram and they told me like, okay, Marco, you should visit this ashram at some point in the future. By the way, the title Swami is simply the word used in India for monk, and an ashram is a sort of monastery that focuses on the teachings of the Indian yogis. So I decided to follow their advice. Last February I arrived back in India and I met a friend in Jaipur, and then we traveled together through Jaipur, Pushkar, Jodhpur, Agra, Varanasi, and the last stop was this ashram close to Rishikesh. The ashram was founded by Swami Brahmdev. He's a disciple of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, so they follow the teachings of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, trying to apply integral yoga to the spiritual practices. I found the ashram very beautiful, surrounded by a lot of trees. The buildings are quite clean compared to other places that I visited in India. The ashram is somewhere between Rishikesh and Haridwar in a small village where there's not much to see around, so it's very quiet and there is also very clean compared to Rishikesh. So you feel naturally inclined to spend some time in silence, reading or just practicing meditation. The meditation hall is also really beautiful. It's super quiet inside. There is a large green ball in the center of the meditation hall. I wasn't sure what's the purpose of this green ball, so I asked Swamiji during the interview. I really enjoyed my stay at the ashram. The last time that I visited an ashram was in 2016. That's when I visited Paramahansa Yogananda Ashram in Kolkata. So it was really nice to once more go back into an ashram and follow the ashram lifestyle. I really like the daily schedule, especially because it has 2 meditation sessions a day. There is one meditation at 6 a.m. and one meditation at 6 p.m. Meditation is my main practice, so that's why I really like the daily schedule. But don't worry if you don't make it at 6 a.m., that's perfectly fine. The schedule is not very strict. You're pretty much free to follow your own rhythm and free to do your own practices. There's no instructions on how to meditate. There's no meditation classes. There's no meditation courses. You simply go there to the meditation hall and sit in meditation. So you're free to follow your own practice, or if you don't know meditation, you just sit in silence and just do whatever your intuition tells you. But you can always ask questions during the satsang with Swamiji. The highlight of the day is the satsang at 11:30 a.m. And that's basically a Q&A session with Swamiji. Whenever Swamiji enters the room, he just sits in his chair and then he waits for questions. And then people ask whatever questions they might have about yoga, meditation, ashram life, whatever doubts people might have, they ask at that moment to Swamiji. And one of the things that I like the most about the daily schedule, that was my personal daily schedule because it's not included in the daily schedule, is that I will say some fruit peels and some chapatis after breakfast or lunch, and then I go to the Goshala to feed the cows and to pet the cows. I really like animals, and especially cows. They are very curious animals. Some of the cows like to be pet, some of them don't like to be pet, but they all like to be fed. Now, the only thing that I didn't like about the ashram, the only issue that I had with the ashram was the food. I think eating rice 3 times a day, or eating rice, dal, chapati and potatoes every day is probably not the best diet. At least that's my experience because I have visited many ashrams before. If this is your first time in India or if this is your first time visiting an ashram, I'm sure you will like the food. But if you stay long enough, perhaps a few months, then you will realize that it's probably not the best diet for your body. But that's just my personal opinion. I know that I'm a little bit picky when it comes to food. I've been traveling for so long and I visited so many ashrams before, so now my belly is a little bit against ashram food. And I actually heard some people saying that the food was delicious. I'm not sure how, but that's what some people said. I had a few questions about the ashram, so I sat down with Swamiji to talk a little bit about the ashram and also to talk a little bit about yoga. What is Aurovali Ashram?
This is Sri Aurobindo's ashram, and the name is Aurovali Ashram, Rishikesh. We use the word Rishidwar also for this, because it is in between two cities, one Haridwar and Rishikesh. So this is a mother's place. The purpose of this ashram is how to make our life more conscious, more meaningful, and fulfill the purpose of our existence.
Why Sri Aurobindo and the mother?
Because Sri Aurobindo and the mother, they give a new hope for the humanity, for this planet, for this earth. They give something very new vision. They said that the new world has born, and some new forces, now they are manifesting, they are active for the transformation of life, and there are possibilities that now life on earth will be more spiritual, more divinized, with more better possibilities, with better consciousness. And they gave one new speed to the process of evolution. With the mother and Sri Aurobindo's teachings, they accelerate the speed of the process of evolution of consciousness. So Sri Aurobindo Yoga, Sri Aurobindo's teachings, they are not repeating the old traditions, cultures, philosophies, traditions like that. It is something new. So it is not a repetition of any old things. It is completely a new adventure, new journey of consciousness.
I noticed quotes and pictures of the mother all around the ashram, but not so much of Sri Aurobindo. It seemed to me that the mother was more present at the ashram because of this. So I asked Swamiji why.
Mother and Sri Aurobindo, they are not two. They are two in one. Either you love the mother, either you speak Sri Aurobindo, it is the same thing. They said we are two in different bodies, but the same consciousness in two different bodies. Without him, she not exist, and without her, he is unmanifested.
Why do some of the buildings at the ashram have a circular shape?
Actually, the universe is round. The whole creation, if you see, is round. And in the round, there is no beginning and no end. It is eternal, immortal. So the round gives a feelings of immortality.
What is the purpose of that large green ball in the center of the meditation hall?
Actually, we have in our meditation place, it is a relics place of Sri Aurobindo. We put this green ball, crystal ball, and this represents to the universe. And green is a very natural color. It helps to concentrate. It has a very strong vibrations, healing power. When we sit near, so it helps to connect us with ourselves. It helps us to heal ourselves. It helps us, when we concentrate, to grow our meditative attitude, help us to meditate, go more deep inward. And it gives peace, harmony, joy, bliss. Very powerful vibrations are there. And it is a piece of beauty.
Can you tell us a bit about the new building that is in construction at the moment?
We are working on this new work. It is a children university, and mother concept of children is that all below the 100-year age, they are all children. So this university is for all almost. The idea of the university is to make the experiment on prenatal education. It is our very old ancient knowledge disappeared, and we have the intuition that Mother want to work on this subject. Mother has also spoken lots on this. So this is first one department, one block. Then nowadays there is a very much search for a yoga knowledge, yoga education. So we are going to start here all kind of yogic informations, yogic knowledge, and we are thinking that maybe we will teach also Ayurveda, naturopathy, and some people are interested for certificate courses, so that kind of things also will start, where people can learn and they can practice in their life. Sometimes we have big groups here, big camps. So there all the possibilities are there to organize big gatherings, big programs, big functions, which can help humanity to more grow in consciousness.
Can you please briefly talk about the meaning of yoga?
Actually, yoga is an attitude of life, it's a yogic attitude. And yoga means that when one have that conscious clarity about life, then one can live this life more better. Sri Aurobindo concept of yoga is all our life is yoga. All life is yoga. Consciously or unconsciously, we are all, the whole nature is in yoga. So yoga is not a one very limited concept, but this yoga has many different branches. Some people give importance to the physical consciousness. They do many yoga practices. Some people give importance to the mental level, so they use Raja Yoga, Hatha Yoga. Some people give more importance to the emotional part, so they do Bhakti Yoga. So there are so many various kind of different branches to understand the concept of yoga. But yoga means that when one more and more wants to open towards that something to whom we call divine. So yoga actually is a very beautiful idea, a very beautiful concept, that how can one live this life for the divine only. Yoga means that when one starts feeling, thinking that this life belongs to the divine and one should live for the divine only. And that is the real purpose of yoga, that one should open and be receptive for that divinity and more involve that divinity in the life and divinize our life and make this planet a place of harmony, a place of divine life, and make this planet paradise. We have that potential, and with the help of yogic attitude, with the help of yoga growth, with the help of growth of consciousness, we can solve all the human problems, and that is the period now. We have already tried many methods to solve our problems, but still the problems are still lying. So the solution of all human problem is yoga. Yoga means growth in consciousness. When one will live with better consciousness, then one can solve all the problems of life. So that is the concept of yoga.
And what is the best way to attain this transformation through yoga?
The best way is that one should at least aspire for it. First step is that one should open, desire or aspire and receptive for that. When one starts feeling strongly, ardently start feeling to live for that. So once you start aspiring, your process starts.
Thank you so much, Swamiji.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed that interview and that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a like and to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.